Hi, I'm Angie Rogers, and I'm excited to do this Monday's video. I'm going to tell you a little story about how God put a desire on my heart, like a calling, I guess you could call it, when I was 14. And that was to do mission work, to go out and teach children about Jesus, right? It was pretty specific to children too and families. And so I was 14. I did some mission stuff when I was in high school, a little bit, and then went to college. And I studied television and I worked in children's television. That was fun. And then by sheer circumstance, I wasn't looking for it, I got a job in website development in 1995. Most of your parents didn't have the internet in their house in 1995. A lot of people had never even seen a website ever, and somehow I got a job working in website development. And so I totally dove into computers. I was already a little bit into computers anyway. So then I thought, oh, like a website ministry. Yeah, no. Then I thought, like children's television video ministry. No, that didn't happen either. I was looking for ways that I could use this calling that I had and the talents that I had, and it just didn't work out. So then I got a job in graphic design, and for the record, I'm not very good, but I got a job. And I kept telling them I'm really not a graphic designer. And they're like, well, you know, Photoshop and Illustrator, you'll do. And I got a job as a graphic designer. I'm like, okay. I mentioned I wasn't very good. But I kept trying. And in fact, I applied for and looked into like every kind of ministry job you can think of. I mean, for years. I got a job making videos for children in Fiji. Signed the contract, and God said, nope. And I didn't go. And I'm like, what's going on, right? I have this calling, right? God put this desire on my heart, and it wouldn't work out. I mean, I was hopefully ministering to people along the way, but I kept waiting for that job, that ministry, that trip, that mission, and it didn't happen. So then, I got a job at the church working in missions, and that really opened my eyes. It was just a little part-time job working at Trinity, and really opened my eyes to some of the global things happening that maybe I didn't already know about, some of the details of global missions and local missions. So that I did that for a couple years. And then I get a job in children's ministry. I'd always volunteered in children's ministry, and I get a job leading children's ministry. And I'm like, wait a second. I mean, just think if you were like my parents, like, okay, you're in television, and then you're in websites, and then you're like doing graphic design, and then you're doing, oh wait, now you're doing missions. Oh wait, now you're doing children's ministry. What? And I was saying the same thing. Like, am I just like this little leaf blowing in the wind? So I have an index card. If you can see, it's yellowed and yucky. This has been in my Bible since I was in high school. And it's James chapter 4, verses 13 through 15. And it says, now listen, you who say today or tomorrow we will go and do this or to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business and make money, why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. See, even when I was like in high school, might even been middle school, I knew that I make big plans in my mind. And God's like, who are you to say? What you should say, James 4, verse 15, instead you ought to say, if it is the Lord's will, we will live and do this or that. It says this or that in the Bible. So I felt this calling, and it very well probably was God leading me to these different jobs. What does it all mean? It was very frustrating to me. Very frustrating. I figured God gave me a call. I got a mission. And I was ready to go. I was ready to go anywhere. Some dirt floored hut in Africa. Sign me up. I'll go. God said nope. Well, so what I come to find out is God has used me each step, but I always wondered why he gave me this vision for international mission if I wasn't going to go. Well, I have good news. God created your brain and my brain, your passions, your affinities for chocolate cake. Did I write that? He is going to use it when the time is right. He's going to use it. So you may think you're ready for that relationship or that job or that awesome experience, but God knows just the right time. Just the right time for you to have the best experience. So a year ago, I'm in my 40s, late 40s. A year ago, God put this idea for an app on my heart to use this weird mishmash of experiences that I have to create something new. And I prayed about it and I researched it. See, when it's not at all what I expected. I'm gonna cry. When I was 14 years old. But that's because, crying. God knew about the internet and smartphones and apps before I had ever even heard of them. So he's been preparing me. Oh, I'm crying. Oh, sorry. He's been preparing me my whole life for my purposes. Because, we don't just have one purpose, right? And where I am right now is just one more step on that path that he created for me. So, sorry, crying. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. The Bible tells us that God is with us and he is going to help us. And I encourage you to open your eyes, open your mind to the idea that the unexpected disruption in your plans just might be the exact step that God wanted you to take. Embrace your life. Take this time to learn about something unusual. We all got a little extra time. I'm reading about theoretical astrophysics because I'm a weirdo, and that's what I like. You may want to grow a garden. You may want to tinker on your bike. You may want to research how to get the stink out of your sneakers. Those are all good skills to have. But first, I encourage you to ask these simple questions. Ask God, what do you want me to do today? What do you want to teach me? What do you want me to see around me? And I'm talking about even inside your house. What do you want me to see? What do you want to open my eyes to? Pray that prayer today and every day and see how God opens your eyes. And be patient. You never know when you're going to have that moment where you're like, oh, this is why I did all that. This is why he had me go through it. I'm going to pray for you guys this week. And I pray that God opens your eyes to the many gifts he's already given you. And I hope that it's exciting as you find your way in your journey. Even when you get in your 40s, you're still going to be figuring it out. Have a great week.